We talked to another kind of doctor today.
Talked to the natural medicine doctor. She has her MD, and she said that she's worked with just so many women going through fertility stuff and other diagnoses, that she's like, I realized how important the gut is. So she started doing some more like natural medicine on top of that, which I think that's so cool. Lots of stuff. We got my glucose test back for my insulin levels. My insulin is off. I'm a little bit insulin resistant, but she was like, if this is like diabetes, you're like over here. Like you're not close to diabetes, but your insulin is off. So she wants me to get on metformin.
You're about to say Ozempic.
And she said that can actually, in return, help with fertility. It's actually a very common fertility medication.
Let's buy all the metformin in the world.
Gonna start metformin. I have low testosterone and low DHEA. She says those two things and my insulin can highly impact egg quality.
Dang.
So that on top of inflammation, all impacting egg quality. So she doesn't want me to like get on DHEA just yet because she's like, that can like really disrupt acne and like make you break out of town. I was like, yeah, I used to be on it, and that was when my acne was the worst. She was like, okay, let's focus on your gut, because I think all of this is coming from your gut. Low testosterone, DHEA, my thyroid. She's like, you're like on the cusp of being hypothyroid. She's like, I do think you should get on a thyroid medication. We have to do a stool test.
We as in you, or we
Me.
as in... Okay.
Me.
Okay.
I have to do a stool test.
Okay.
And she was like, I don't think you're antibiotic resistant. I think you have a biofilm built up. So basically what this means is like the bacteria will build up this film that antibiotics can't get through. So if there are any bacteria within my uterus, or even this UTI that's been hanging around for so long that's driving me crazy, she's like, I think like you're not necessarily antibiotic resistant. I think these bacteria have built up this biofilm that the antibiotics can't get through. We need to break that down. And if that doesn't work, then we'll take the next step and see if you actually are antibiotic resistant. But she's like, but the fact that antibiotics have worked in your life before makes me wonder that if this biofilm has been built up. But she thinks like the majority of my issues are all like happening within my gut. Endometriosis destroys your gut. The antibiotics I've been on destroys my gut, all these things. So we're getting on metformin for insulin, thyroid medication. She also wants me on low-dose naltrexone, which we've been on that before, but we ended up getting off of it because my inflammation like looks so good. And she's like, but low-dose naltrexone isn't just for inflammation. She's like, moodiness, it really helps. I know, I was like, if y'all could see Steven's face right now.
What face?
It's like moodiness, it really helps. And she named one other big one that I was like, those are two like huge things for me. That was outside of inflammation, that now I can't remember what the other one was. And we're gonna do the stool test. We're gonna go from there, but I'm feeling really good. Like I've been saying, outside of just fertility, I'm so excited to just feel better. Like my brain fog, I've been breaking out again. Even like bowel movements haven't been normal, any of that. Like all this stuff, she's like, all of that is your gut. And she's like, even this like UTI that you've been having, like I think that's a bacteria that's just been growing that's in your gut. And she's like, healing your gut is a process. And she even said like it takes like 4 weeks to get the results back. So she's like, this is going to be a process, and then we have to like rebuild your gut and like, you know, fight off X, Y, and Z and all these things. So she was like, I'm kind of surprised you've never done like a stool sample and like done this work on your gut. I was like, you know, I've done very like outer gut, like the gut protocol with like food and like supplements, but I've never like dove into it, deep dive. And I was like, honestly, it's because I just haven't had the bandwidth to do it.
Right.
To find the new doctor, to work with someone.
One more thing to do.
One more thing. I was like, every time I'm like, okay, I need to do this. I want to do this or whatever. It's like too exhausting for me. So it's like, I'm so excited to do it now and to be working with her. But yeah, I'm like so excited.
That's great. I mean,
I know.
Even if like, it's just good to feel better. So like sometimes it's like, oh, is this worth it? And it's like, this one feels like no matter what, it's going to be beneficial. So,
yeah.
And then hopefully it is a large part of
fertility.
Yeah, your egg quality.
I mean, so many
and
of
all
the
that.
things we were talking about, she's like, this impacts egg quality, this impacts egg quality, this impacts ovulation, this impacts ovulation. I was like, oh,
that's a lot of things.
Yeah. She's like, so all this, we're taking care of it all. Not only am I just excited to feel good, but like also excited for the trickle effects of fertility stuff too. And that's been my thing from the beginning. I've always wanted to get to the root of what's going on, to not only fix our fertility stuff or aid our fertility stuff, but also just have a better quality of life.
Tell me, what type of doctor is it again? Just
Natural medicine doctor.
so anyone can look up natural medicine doctor.
Naturopath, natural medicine doctor. Yeah.
Okay.
Woo! Let's attack this. Yeah.